Hello, I hope you're happy today and you're ready to receive this vlog. I am Jaime Elizondo from Real World Ranch. Are you focusing your efforts and time on what really matters? To say it another way, are you using your time wisely? Today, I will discuss the Pareto principle, the one that states that around 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts, time, and money. We want to gain leverage. We want to get the better results. We want to make more money and have more free time. So, what gets in our way? Do we know where our efforts gives us more leverage in our grazing business? Are we used to doing too many things and chores that contribute less than 80% to our results? Working smarter, not harder, is something I usually say. Hard work does not make you rich. Leverage does. The right kind of leverage compounds your output, even without any additional inputs. And leverage refers to your influence over how resources like time, money, and labor, particularly of others, are spent. The more of these resources you can influence, the more significant your leverage will be. And we also want to aim big. And we also want to spend our lives doing meaningful work. Well, according to the Pareto principle, 20% of your efforts yield you 80% of your results, meaning 80% offers only 20% of your results. Wow, this looks like a well-kept secret that we can use to our own advantage. I'm going to give you an analogy of the Pareto principle with apples, harvesting apples from a tree, picking apples. Wouldn't the lower hanging fruit take you less effort to harvest than the higher up in the tree fruit? And wouldn't the apples be valued the same even if they were higher and took you more efforts to harvest than the lower fruit? Yes, that would be the analogy. Now, I would like to invite you to my masterclass, 3 low-cost steps to increase your productivity big time. You can sign up. It is a free masterclass and learn what you need to maximize your profits while you improve your land the fastest. And the link is www.rwranching.com/steps. Okay, let's continue. The reasons we usually become involved in tasks, chores, and simply doing things that are not very important have to do with human nature. This means we need to monitor our efforts with our results constantly, always, or we're going to start sliding down the dangerous slope of perfectionism, which will be the first reason we are going to address. Perfectionism is when we are not happy until we have achieved perfection. In the apple tree, until we harvest every single one of the apples, even though it takes a lot of effort to get the very last one, and we may even get injured. In a grazing business, perfectionism could mean not only maximum profit, but also maximum everything. Maximum gains, maximum harvest efficiency, maximum winning weights, maximum fertility, you name it. Maximum something, perfect something. But according to the Pareto principle, the problem is that the extra effort required to achieve the final 20% of the results will cost you 80% of your efforts, time, and money. Is it worth it? Well, let me ask you this. Could you do something meaningful for your life with 80% more time, 80% more energy, and 80% more money, and scale up so that the 80% results with only 20% of your time are much higher than focusing on achieving 100% results? In the apple tree analogy, instead of harvesting the last 20% of the apple that takes 80% of your efforts, maybe planting more apple trees and making more money and taking it easier. So this got me thinking, is it in our best interest to go for that, the 100% results? Or could we achieve much more with less work by planning better, understanding the cost versus the benefit of everything that we do? Now, don't get me wrong, hard work, perseverance, discipline, and passion are needed to succeed in a grazing business. However, what I am discussing is what moves the needle towards success so we can achieve better results and a better life without overworking ourselves and straining our families, our friends, our relationships. Let me give you some examples. Hay feeding. Is it really necessary? Have you considered how grazing standing hay or stockpile grass can save you hundreds of dollars per cow per year? Or how does the soil in those paddocks get spongier when stockpiling grass for a year? Or how do seedlings of your best forage species have the time to germinate and establish without returning livestock killing them, thanks to the year-long stockpiling period to build your massive volume of standing hay? Labor. Have you considered that labor is most often the highest cost per cow per year in a grazing business? It is not even a protein supplement most of the time. And this means that you need many cattle to justify one labor unit in your grazing business. Then we need to figure the cost per cow of the following: protein supplement, minerals, grazing leaves, mortality, running costs, hay, vaccines, bulls, insurance, and veterinary costs. These are costs, and minimizing them or maintaining them low to very low is wise. Genetics will mainly affect these costs, so I devote so much focus to creating your composite breed with the Adapted Genetics and Selection Guidelines online course and coaching. But 80% of your results will come from your grazing management. I teach the total grazing program where we divide, for planning purposes, your acreage into 3 sections. We do this to focus on the highest quality grass in the green season for best livestock health, performance, and conversion efficiency, as my slogan is fat cows, fat cows, fat cows. Then, we focus on minimizing overgrazing by designating the second section as the buffer section or the place to graze when the grass in section 1 is not yet ready, is not yet full of energy reserves in roots and grounds to be grazed. This simple step increases grass productivity 3 to 5 times. Then in the third section, we stockpile grass as standing hay. How long would it be stockpiling? On average, it would be around 1 year, depending on the environment and growing conditions, but it could be 3 to 6 months to 2 years in a high desert country. So it depends on environment. Then we alternate these 3 sections yearly, as most of your soil fertility improvement will occur in the stockpiling section. Have you heard that knowledge is power? Well, I know that long-lived soil carbon, our soil's real fertility, is mainly created when forage plants grow over mature and change the root exudates from sugary to fatty acids. And it is these fatty acids that feed soil microbes and makes them fat. And because fats are mostly fungi food, your soil changes the fungi to bacteria ratio in this third section, making the soil spongier. You see, fungi converts the dead microbes' bodies, when they are fat, into long-lived soil carbon, which I need to say it again, is our soil's real fertility and lasts over 100 years. Knowing these two things, we can better use our time and efforts to get the best profits for today and for tomorrow without undue effort and spending money. We should also consider the optimum calving season, raising nutrition, and adapted genetics and selection guidelines, our four pillars of real wealth ranching. Conclusion and recap. The Pareto principle shows that 80% of our results come from 20% of our efforts. We want to have leverage in whatever we do or influence, and for that, we need to focus our time on what matters. We also need to forego perfectionisms and be happy with 80% of perfection, which is excellence, as we only need to invest 20% of our efforts, which is a high leverage or efficient use of your resources. Labor is one of the highest costs per cow per year in most cases. Consider how to grow the number of livestock to get more leverage. Maintain your cost per cow per year low to very low by planning correctly, then monitoring and adjusting whenever necessary. Grazing management is where most of your today's and tomorrow's profits will come from, as it is what allows you to grow more long-lived soil carbon, which is your soil's real fertility. The total grazing program, minimizing overgrazing while giving your livestock the best grass in the green season, and this will allow you to increase your grass productivity 3 to 5 times. We also cover how to build more true fertility in your soil without inputs. And we cover how to save hundreds of dollars per cow per year and increase your desirable forage plants percentage, even at a high to very high stocking rate. Then, you select your cattle like nature does to build your highly adapted herd, which will be easier and cheaper to maintain while grazing standing hay. The four pillars of real wealth ranching are the total grazing program, which includes the planning of 3 sections of the property, the adapted genetics and selection guidelines online course, the optimal calving season online course, and the nutrition when grazing online course. These courses come with the option of continuing coaching in our Fat Wallet Ranchers membership after the initial free trial. In the following podcast, I will address yearly costs per cow, such as 4 breaks per day versus daily moves, compared to having adapted genetics, especially nutritional adaptation, which is the ability of some cattle individuals and breeds to maintain good body condition and productivity when on lower quality standing hay. So sign up for my free masterclass, 3 low-cost steps to increase your productivity big time. Learn what you need to maximize your profits while improving your land the fastest. The link is www.rwranching.com/steps. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this podcast and it made you consider how focusing on what gives you the most leverage will provide you with enough free time to think and to enjoy life and your family. May God bless you and see you next time. Oh, please subscribe to my weekly blog at www.rwranching.com. It's free and you will enjoy them.